Book summary. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. Prologue. The Women Who Return. The novel opens with an eerie prelude. Whispering voice from beyond the veil. Woman buried, burned, drowned. But not forgotten, her voice stretches across time, tying together the stories of three women who have never met, but are bound by something deeper than blood, something ancient, something defiant. Part 1. Hunger, 1532. Santo Domingo la Calzada, Spain. In remote Spanish village steeped in superstition and patriarchal control, María Lalas is born under blood moon. Her mother is the village curandera, feared and relied upon in equal measure. Mary grows up feral and sharp-eyed, watching how men take and women are taken. Her beauty becomes both threat and weapon. If men desire her, women resent her. She learns to survive by both sides. But survival is not living. Her hunger isn't just for food, but for freedom. Something she's told only saints and dead men get to have. When La Dama La Sombra, traveling woman cloaked in mystery and night, arrives and saves Mary from an attempted assault, Mary follows her. The stranger offers her chance at a different kind of life, one where power is earned, not bestowed, one where she need not bow or bleed to be worthy. All she must do is leave her old self behind. In ritual under the new moon, Mary dies and is reborn. Not literally, but symbolically, she sheds her name, her bloodline, her past. She becomes part of something larger, a secret lineage of women who walk the edges of history, feeding on the pain that society has forced into their flesh, collective of witches, monsters, or saints. Depending on who's telling the tale, Mary chooses power, but she also chooses solitude, and soon the cost of hunger becomes clear. Part 2, Love, 1827. London, nearly 300 years later, in the genteel English countryside, Charlotte Runley leads quiet, proper life. Her days are filled with embroidery, piano, and the soft suffocation of polite society. Her family, aristocrats in decline, expect her to marry advantageously. But Charlotte harbors secret. She loves women. When she's caught kissing her childhood friend Marion, she is exiled under the guise of sending to stay with relative in London. There, in city choked with fog and secrets, Charlotte stumbles into clandestine circle of bohemian women hosted by the enigmatic Isidora Moore, widow known for her salons and scandalous independence. Among the guests, Charlotte meets dark-eyed woman named Rosa, who paints with color Charlotte has never seen. There's something ageless about her, something familiar. Rosa speaks with an accent not quite Spanish, not timeless, and when Charlotte touches her hand, she feels jolt-like memory. Rosa is Maria. Charlotte becomes entranced by this woman and by the entire sisterhood she represents. Women who live outside the rules of men, women who protect each other, who teach, who transform. But freedom has price. As Charlotte becomes more involved in their world, she's asked to make choice, return to her family and safety, or follow these women down path of invisibility, of being written out of history for the sake of living authentically. When Isidora's home is raided, Charlotte's moment of decision comes. She flees with Maria, taking her place among the forgotten. Her love story is not one of flowers and lace, but of ink and shadow, pain and perseverance. In choosing Rosa, Charlotte loses everything, her name, her legacy, but gains something far greater, herself. Part 3. Rage, 2019. Boston. Alice Shimizu arrives in Boston with one goal: to erase herself. The daughter of an emotionally abusive Japanese mother and British father who abandoned him, Alice has always been the quiet girl, the obedient one, the overachiever. She earned scholarship to an elite college, left Tokyo, and tried to leave her past behind. But one night stand with PhD student named Peter unlocks something in her, not just trauma, but memory. She begins to have visions of other lives. She tastes blood in her mouth after dreams. She starts drawing faces she's never seen but somehow knows. Girl in 16th century Spain, woman in lavender gown with broken heart. She hears whispers in the night. Her body begins to change. Her senses sharpen. She sees violence more clearly on the news, on the street, in classrooms. And she can no longer ignore it. When Peter tries to ghost her and then slanders her, Alice breaks. Not just emotionally, but metaphysically. Something awakens inside her. In her search for answers, Alice is led to an underground network of women who claim to be descendants of those history tried to erase. One of them is Rosa, still radiant, still watchful. She tells Alice the truth, that rage is not madness. It is memory, that pain, when harnessed, becomes power, that Alice is not the first nor the last. Mary at Charlotte Rosa teaches Alice how to channel, how to burn. Alice, however, is not content with simply surviving. She wants revenge on Peter, on institutions, on the silence that allowed harm to flourish. Her rage spills out through art, through protest, through mysterious act of vengeance that becomes an urban legend on campus. In the final pages, Alice does not flee. She stays, she speaks, she teaches. And slowly she begins to rewrite the story, not of herself alone, but of all those women who were buried alive by history. Thematic arc, from hunger to wholeness. Each woman's arc reflects different phase of resistance. Mary embodies hunger for escape, power, self-determination. Charlotte embodies love for self, for others, for life not granted but claimed. Alice embodies rage, fiery, full-throated, unapologetic. Together, their stories form cyclical narrative of trauma and transcendence. Their timelines occasionally overlap. Through memory, dream, and reincarnation, Schwab suggests that these women are not just metaphorically linked. They are echoes of the same soul evolving through centuries. Gothic magic and the feminine divine. The novel dances on the edge of speculative fiction. Magic is ever present but never explained. It lives in the woods, the blood of the fire. Women inherit it through pain, through loss, through rebellion. It's not one waving sorcery. It's power that exists outside patriarchal frameworks. This power takes many forms. Maria's alchemy of herbs and hunger. Charlotte's paintings that reflect the soul. Alice's ability to see the true face of people. Monsters and saints alike. Their secret book, passed hand to hand, full of spells written in menstrual blood and ink. Hidden church beneath the bones of burned convent. Tattoo passed down like blessing, its language lost to men. And always there's the soil. Black, rich waiting. The title comes from an old saying among the sisterhood. Bury our bones in the midnight soil so they may bloom at dawn. Style and reception. Schwab's prose is lush and immersive, alternating between lyrical passages and stark, knife-sharp observations. She balances horror and beauty, rage and tenderness in voice that feels both timeless and contemporary. The novel has been widely praised for its feminist resonance and timely social commentary. Multi-generational, multicultural representation. Gorgeous world building that feels grounded despite its speculative elements. It draws favorable comparison to works by Margaret Atwood, The Handmaid's Tale, Carmen Maria Machado, Her Body and Other Parties, Sylvia Morno Garcia, Mexican Gothic, Naomi Novik, Spinning Silver, ending Rebirth. In the closing chapter, Alice walks into a classroom filled with young women and begins to tell story, not lecture, not lesson. Story of hunger, of love, of rage, of what was lost and what can still be reclaimed. The narrative circles back to the prologue voice. Now we know it was Mary at Charlotte all along. Her story didn't end in the soil, it bloomed. Bury our bones, she says, but do not mistake us for dead. We are the seed and rising.